But till then, it's now time for a very special segment which is curated for all of you, which is a spotlight session. Well, I'm not going to take the spotlight here because I'm going to invite our presenter right here on stage to take it ahead. Joining us on stage with your applause, please put your hands together for Yunus Bukhari, a writer, actor and director, founder and CEO, Artery Animation and FX Unipix. Come on, let's put our hands together in a big, big round of applause, everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It was quite interesting session from the morning. Okay. We all are delighted to know the developments in technology, building the technology, innovations into the technology, and providing one of the finest and the best and the fastest solutions. You guys are engineers, builders, developers who are facilitating most of this stuff in the form of speed and velocity. It is in a huge collaboration with entertainment industry because entertainment industry is also moving with the help of these technologies. We used to go to the location to shoot. Then another form came, we started going and building the sets and shooting. Then the third stage came where we wanted to do completely in CGI. Now the fourth stage is the virtual production. And the fifth stage may be the complete AI. It's a new camera. It's a new technology. So all this 1 to 4 may not be required. Ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to, first of all, thank you very much. And we are seeking a kind of support system to make faster, better storytelling business with the help of technology. Today, I'm very happy and delighted to invite Mr. Taha Shah, one of the finest and versatile actor and personality I have seen in this industry. I spent almost 35 years in this industry, making VFX, virtual productions, and now the AI solutions into the storytelling business. We are the first people to have the setup of virtual production in the country, in Mumbai. Recently in the south, Hyderabad has also started. I just wanted to, say a few words of Taha Shah, Shah. He's not just a global heartthrob. He's a dreamer who dared to defy boundaries. He's a powerhouse performer who made his silver screen debut with Love Ka the End. Taha quickly impressed with impactful roles in Gippy, Bar Bar Dekho, and Ranchi Diaries. His each performance marked by charm and magnetic screen presence. His global appeal shone through in the critically acclaimed US film Draupadi Unleashed, but it was his transition to digital that truly unleashed his depth as an actor. With his commanding performance in Taj, I hope most of you people have seen, has divided the blood on Z5, and he has proved that he will stay for quite longer. And then came Sanjay Leela Bansali's magnum opus Hiramandi. So, as the noble and charming Nawab Tajdar in Netflix grand epic, Taha didn't just act, he mesmerized the audience worldwide. In recognition of his rising stardom, he was crowned Breakthrough Performer of the Year at the ABP Newsmaker, Awards 24, and honored as the iconic actor of OTT by Radio City in 2025. I just wanted to play in a small video of Taha Shah, Shah. Please.
जिस रोज ताजदार बलोच को इश्क होगा, उस रोज पूरा लाहौर इश्क करना हमसे सीखेगा।
कभी मुलाजिम, कभी नवाब और कभी इनकलाबी।
पर आपके लिए सिर्फ आशिक। एक दरख्वास्त करूं, एक बार हमारे साथ नारा लगाइए। क्या पता आपकी गुलामी की बेड़ियां भी टूट जाए।
जोश में
बहक जाता हूँ मैं कभी-कभी। को अपनी गलती के लिए हमारे अब्बू जान को ले जाएंगे? और धन्यवाद आती है। आता बेवकूफ मत बनो, तुम कुछ नहीं कर सकते हो। क्यों नहीं कर सकते? कबूल कर सकते? सूली पर चढ़ सकते?
How did you keep yourself going to get to this point where this dream is being realized?
I'm quite an unpractical person. I live in my own little world, and I believe if you have a plan B, then the plan A is never going to succeed.
इलाके के गॉडफादर है, कोनो गुंडे में वाले नहीं।
I said I'm going to make it, but I will die trying. It's just like how Alexander the Great came here and he said, burn the ships.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a star who wears the roots with pride and the dreams with fire, the unstoppable Taha Shah Badshah. Taha, on behalf of ABP INFOCOM and on the behalf of the entire fraternity of the software developing community, we welcome you to share your experiences of the knowledge and the technology which is bridging into the storytelling business.
Assalamu alaikum, namaste, good evening. It's an honor to be here. I understand Yunus Bukhari sir has almost part of my family. We know each other for many, many years. And he's always been a guiding force, so I thank you for that. Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you, INFOCOM, for having me. Now, talking about how technology is seeping its way through entertainment, I think that technology has become a co-star in our films, and as it should be. I think nowadays making films is definitely it's not easy, but releasing the films has become an even bigger problem. So why? Is because of the costs, and I believe that technology is the way to control those costs. It's a way to compress or to not really lose the what we are trying to portray or we're trying to narrate in the film, but it enhances the look, it enhances the feel of the film, and I believe that it's a huge, huge, huge part in today's day and age.
Good. See, entertainment industry, it's a glamour industry, and there is a huge competition. Everybody wants to be a star. Okay. Especially huge competitions for the actors. Okay. One, they need to make their position into the entertainment industry so that they can able to reach the limelight with the help of right production houses. Taha, during this process of moving around, okay, to so many circles, of course, you're not the son of any star, so you have started your journey as a single man from Dubai to India and India to Hollywood, Bollywood to Hollywood, okay. How you faced the rejection and what was the anxiety?
I think I was a guy who never believed in books. And once I found the passion in my life, I somehow inclined towards reading more. And the phrase which says that leaders are readers really stuck with me. And while reading, I read about stories about so many of my mentors who I look up to. And for example, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Arnold, Shah Rukh sir, I mean so many, there's countless, and it can be from all different walks and paths of life, not just entertainers. Michael Jordan, the stoicism. There's so many people, and when you read, you understand that your life or your problems or your rejections are really nothing compared to so many other people, right? So stop taking yourself so seriously, number one, right? Number two, every day is a new day, right? I am breathing, I have my limbs, right? And even if I don't, to be honest, there's so many people who've made it without it, right? So who are we to complain? We are so blessed. I think fighting rejection always starts from being grateful, right? When you are grateful about what you already have, and when you subconsciously implant those positive memories and reprogram your mind that you're not getting rejected, but you're getting redirected, right? That is what you need to reprogram your mind as. And once you accept that, you understand that every rejection is a learning process. Every rejection is where you dig deeper into yourself and you get up. And success is not about, like for me, I mean, I understand, I'm very grateful for Hira Mandi and where it's taken me and where it's put me. But then every time you reach somewhere, you always want to go somewhere else, right? So it's that journey is never, that aim or that vision is never going to stop. I'm always going to look up to the next peak. Where can I climb? Which is the closest mountain to climb? Right? We all are like that. We all are like that. And there's nothing wrong. But I believe that it's very important to understand that reaching the peak, or that is not considered success. Success is what we evolve as beings and what we become as human beings. If we become people who don't give up, that is success. If you give up, that is failure. Rejection is not failure. Rejection is a stepping stone to success. So, well, fail faster.
Well, I think we positively take it as success is not an accident. It is always the result of most creative and intelligent efforts, and one must put those consistent efforts always, okay? And that is one of the finest answer to face the rejection and the anxiety. Taha, see, I was sitting here since morning, then I was seeing and learning lots of innovations every company was doing, to overcome with that competition, okay? Similarly, in the entertainment industry, so there is an ocean of aspiring talents, okay? That means there is a oversaturation of the talent in the industry, okay? So how you can overcome with this oversaturation of the talent and make your point into the industry?
I believe that if you wait for things to happen, if you wait for somebody to give you a break, I don't think that that's going to happen, right? Life is going to come, it's going to pass you by. But I believe in consistent growth and learning. That's what I believe in. I also believe that if you have made a decision to go a certain way and you are passionate about where you want to go in life in that direction, then no matter the obstacles, you will always find a way to surpass it. Whether it be straight through, around, on top, at the bottom, whatever you have to do, you will surpass it. It's maybe going to take some time, but I believe that if you genuinely ask yourself that, am I putting my 100%? Did I, and to be honest, it's not like it's so easy. It's not easy. I mean, we all slip. We all have pressures. We all have, bills to pay, to be honest. We might make wrong decisions. And to be honest, there's a lot of temptations in nowadays world, right? I mean, you're all over scrolling up, down, left, center, right? Everything is on your fingertips. Cyber, everything is online. Everything's trying to make you a fool online. So yes, I mean, temptations, all these things are going to be there to distract you. I mean, we all have it, but we all also have only 24 hours in that day. And it's about our choices. And I believe that your sum of all your choices, leading with passion in the right direction, I believe that there's a superpower. And if you are truly, honestly going to put in that kind of effort, then that superpower is never going to let you down. It might be delayed, but it'll never let you down. I mean, this is my belief. I think I like to believe that.
That's wonderful. your experience says that if I, in this oversaturation, so if I get the chance, then I'm very happy. If I don't get the chance, I get the experience, right?
You know, and you get the experience, which means you learn, and therefore you can try another way. I mean, you're not going to follow the same strategy if you're going to keep failing, right? You've got to change your strategy. So when you know this way is not happening, be smart to learn and move on, you know, in the same direction. Like, let's say, for example, I believe that somebody in the audition or the casting circuit is going to come and say, you know, you are my guy. I'm going to get you and you're going to be the lead of this big, huge project. You know, great. That is one possibility. Another possibility is showing up here, meeting all of you wonderful intellectual people, using technology for my benefit, where we can make movies together, right? That's another possibility where then I'm making it myself, not waiting for somebody to give us a chance. So it's about thinking out of the box. There should not be a box, right? So I think that we limit ourselves by believing or just hoping that somebody's going to come and knock your door. Nobody's going to come knock your door. And, you know, I mean, that's good if they do, great. But don't expect that to happen. You got to go out there and you got to make things happen. And I believe that's what you guys have done. You guys are going out there and you're making things happen, and that's why we're here.
See, opportunities never knocks. Opportunities are created. That means there are connections. What I learned today is that every company is trying to do the connections with different kinds of, USPs, okay? So what is your experience of connections in this industry? Because that is one of the vital point of escalating ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how you are going to manage those connections?
You mean networking? Well, I can tell you what I did for the last 14 years. I think I've been breaking rules. I never listened to people saying no to me. If I wasn't getting invited, then I would break in. I wouldn't mind it. I looked stupid, but I would, right? If I could meet one person, I would run behind that person. I have ran behind people on the road to cast directors. I've gotten abused at, right? I have broken into parties where I was not invited to, and people are like, who is that guy? Why is he here? In fact, I even told this to the people at IFE like this year. Actually, I told them that 2 years ago I wasn't really invited, but I think I look decent, so I dress up decent. So they thought that koi to hoga. So then I broke in, I went in, and I sat in the front seat. And there were like lots of seats, of course, but I sat in the front, and I was like, okay, somebody's going to come and move me, but before them, let me enjoy this. So then around that, I made my connections. Because that's where you find the cream crowd, right? Sitting in the back, just attending the show makes no sense to me. So I was there. I met the director of Kantar. I met Shekhar Kapoor. I met Michael Douglas. I met Catherine Zeta-Jones. They were sitting next to me, all right? So like, yeah. And then I said hi to everybody else around me. And I realized that somebody was approaching me. And that's when I'm like, this is my time to get up, right? And by that time, I'd already networked with everybody. I'd done my job, I got their numbers, and I was out, right? So I got to do what you got to do, man, you know, and nobody really knows at that point in time. Nobody's going to come and announce, you know, that guy was not invited. Of course, next year, Hira Mandi came out, everything's forgiven, all right? But you got to do what you got to do. Wherever you got to go. I actually even broke into the Emmys. There was one time I had the last seat on the last row on the third balcony, literally, and one of my friends who used to work for Z, she bought me that ticket. I was sitting in the back, the stage was a dot, but I was so back. And what I did was I'm like, you know, I'm not going to sit here waste my time. So I went out, started networking. I started networking from level number 3 basically, and from level number 3, level number 2, level number 1, level number basically where all the stars were sitting, and then there's a certain science of doing it, which I kind of like just managed to do it. And there's a timing. There's every 20 minutes, Emmy has a break, and everybody has to get out because everybody wants to have a drink, all right? So in that time, you got to go make friends, all right? So I made friends, and then there was literally 6 seconds left, right? And this guy was going, and I was going, and so you didn't have a time to check your bands, right? You had to match the timing. Timing is very important, all right? And then you went in, and then I was in. It was great. I saw everybody. I saw the... I climbed every break, every 20 minutes, I was jumping 6 seats ahead. All right. So then, while at that time, I got to make friends, and then I saw the Matrix. You know that the dark guy in Matrix. He was sitting next to me. All right, I was sitting next to people from, what's this, Maislo, this woman, marvelous Miss Maisel, right? I was sitting with them, and then I was sitting with the Game of Thrones people. I was like, they were all around. This is all Emmys, right? So everybody was around. So I just kept jumping, and I kept saying hello, hi. It was, of course, I wasn't going to go take numbers, but I just wanted to see, like, you know, and feel that experience of one day when I'm sitting over there and when I want to see that stage, how will it look? And today I can imagine it because I was there, right? And because I even turned around and I saw them and I saw it all. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, I think you just need to, well, break the rules, man.
Okay. That is quite interesting. Okay. Taha, every actor gain recognition based on their characters or characterization. Okay. So you have built a beautiful characterization in Hiramandi. Okay. So, which has been appreciated a lot into the film fraternity also. So you have so many, offers now. So what is the kind of, roles you are expecting into the future? Typecasting.
I personally, as an actor, look for roles where I can make people cry. I think it's very important to touch on that emotion because many people have forgotten to cry. Yeah. How often do you guys cry? I don't think so ever, right? Yeah, and I think it's very important to cry. And sometimes when you're in the theater, and I don't like OTT. I mean, I love it, but like I prefer cinema. I like the viewing of being there in the cinema as a community, and we're all watching a movie together, and we're all experiencing the emotions together. I love it. So I believe when you guys are watching a movie in the cinema, and you guys feel a surge of emotion rising in you, and you can't control it, and then you guys go back in your past, you know, maybe certain mistakes you've done or certain great things that happen in your life, and you cry. There's no cry like that. There's no cry. It actually releases a lot of dopamine. It releases a lot of things in your chemicals in your mind, which actually later on makes you happy, to be honest. As an actor, 2 days ago I went to watch Mission Impossible, and in that there's a scene where one person is about to die, and Tom Cruise it's one of his best friends, and it's very emotional. Many people might not cry for that, but I believe that if you really experience the movie and you just let your guards out, you know, you can really feel that. And I think those are the kind of movies I really want to do, where I can get people to really feel love, feel hate, just feel something.
Okay. For that field, so what is the kind of training and the skill development you plan?
Well, I cry every day. No, no, I'm kidding. I think that I've done about 15 courses in acting all across the globe, and technique-wise, I think I know a decent amount. Of course, I keep continuing to train with my acting coaches, but that's on one side, which is great. But I think you have to experience life now, right? There was a part where you had to educate yourself, and there's a part where you got to experience life so that you can derive out of life. When you have a breakup, I had a breakup 2 years ago, right? That really broke me, right? Broke me, right? And now I can take it out of that, right? And you can use that to. And when you feel something somewhere for whoever, like I did for that person, I can use that in any scene, right, where I have to truly emote. I have to imagine that. I can say whatever I want. It has to be very natural, but I can imagine that pain. So pain, when I spend some time with my brother. I love my brother, and I can't see a life without my brother. My brother's like my dad figure. So like sometimes we have to go through very tough phases of thoughts. Something will happen to him, then how will it be? You know, what will happen to his child Ayan, who I love? You know, you have to put yourself in those situations. Those are the training. That's where you have to go through deep and dark places where people say, "Arey ye mat socho." Arey, as an actor, aapko sochna padta hai. Aapko sochna padta hai. You have to think about. I heard about this film that I'm getting, but it's like in talks. But it's basically about, unfortunately, it's about a husband and a wife, and the wife gets raped. Right now, it has to be me now putting people that I love into those kind of situations, which are not very fun situations to be, but that is your mental practice, you know, because your mind doesn't know what's reality and what you're imagining, right? So you put yourself through that to create that, that imagination as a reality, and how would you express, how would you feel in that imaginary world, which then portrays, comes on screen. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. Of course, I mean, every industry, there are challenges, there are opportunities, okay. One overcomes with the challenges, okay, and look for a brighter opportunities, okay. As we discussed that in this competitive entertainment industry, there are lots of challenges, but there are also lots of opportunities, okay. For example, the rise of OTT platforms, okay. And with the success of Taj and Hiramandi, okay, so what is the expectations you have from the OTT platforms?
Well, to be honest, I have no expectations. I think that having expectations is like setting yourself up for failure. You know, and no expectations. I think that, like I said, you know, as an actor, I look at the story, and as somebody who has a certain image in the market, I have to look at the peripherals as well. Who else is attached? Who else this? Who else that? So it's become a certain science. It's not just about picking up any project. Yes, once in a while is great. Like recently, I had a film that was showing at Cannes Film Festival recently, just about 2 weeks ago, and that's a film called Paro. And Paro is a community of women up north who are basically bride slaves. And this film is about bride slavery. It's about actually women getting kidnapped, getting married off, and then being sold over and over again, and getting married and getting sold, which didn't make sense to me, but it happens. And therefore, I decided to pick up that film so that I could, and I did it just around the release of Hiramandi, because I didn't know Hiramandi was going to do so great for me, which it did, which is a blessing, but I was hoping it did, and because of that hope, I said that if with that I can actually build awareness for these women who are in problem right now, you know, and for decades, and nobody's there helping them out. If we can help one woman, you know, we've done our job. And I believe that's what, that's why I picked up that film. But then you have a career to build, right? So you can't just constantly just pick up anything. I believe it's a mix and match of building awareness, doing socially driven projects, but at the same time doing, for the Indian market, commercially driven projects, or internationally, which is a more out of the box thinking, content driven market. So you pick something different. So I think that you have to have the ability to understand each market, understand which audience you are targeting, and keeping all that in perspective, then make a wise decision. So again, I don't have any expectations of OTT, just to hopefully work with all of them and earn some money.
I mean, it is not only OTT platforms, so social media is also one of the, you know, strongest platform, okay. I mean, even in the software industry, so lots of people are there who are very interested into the storytelling business, okay. Their product has to be positioned well into the prospector's mind, okay. Again, what is important is the storytelling, okay. So what is your say on to those people who want to tell about their product as a story to the consumer's mind?
You mean when you say product is like the technology product? Like I said, I think technology is used or should be used to basically cut down the prices and to save money so that the film can be a profitable prospect to any of the investors who are investing in the film. And I believe that because of lots of changes, economy, inflation, people don't want to go to cinemas, etc., etc., etc. There's so many things that you can point fingers at. But end of the day, I think technology can be used to, like, I'm in talks with this one person in Bangalore. I don't know if he's here. Biren, is Biren here? No? Anyway, Biren, yeah. So Biren is a good friend of mine. You know him, of course. And we're in talks about creating, they've already been created for Kalki and even I think for that Kamal Hassan's film. No, the other one, the one before that. Which one was it? No, usse pehle. Usme daadi tha uske paas. He was running, he was Vikram, yeah. So in that he created a digital human of himself, in which about 15 to 20 minutes of himself, he's not really on screen, but you see him as really created, like him on screen, doing action, right? So, and you could not notice any flaw. And I believe that that's the future, because you then get to utilize yourself in many different spaces at different times when you're not even there. So I can do like, I can use AI, you guys can, we can all use AI. Like me as an actor, I would use it to basically do intense action sequences where supposedly you don't have to do it anymore. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I'm saying that if you had something which is very, very dangerous, then therefore, you know, your digital human can be part of it. You can be shooting an ad somewhere and I don't need to be there. I mean, you know, I can send my digital human to America. I mean, amazing, right? I can do 2 jobs at the same time on 2 times and I'm earning money double the time, right? That's how I can use AI. We can use AI to, literally I was downside. Waves was happening over here, we were downstairs and there was a green screen and they were showing literally on demand, they were changing things on the green screen. I mean, it was incredible, right? I saw the making of films where they used to make really miniatures, and the miniatures they would shoot, right? Now all that is gone. Now in seconds you guys can create a whole game, right? And AI can create games for you, and AI can give you a whole different world. Of course, you need to know how to prompt. That's different, but that's a different study. But I think that all those things can enhance your vision. Today I can, if I tell you dragon, right? All of you can think of a certain dragon. Some of you might think of a green dragon. Some of you can think of a dragon that's laughing. Some of you can think of a dragon that's blowing out fire. Some of you will think of Game of Thrones, or some of you might think of How to Train Your Dragon if you saw it with your kids, right? You guys can think of so many different dragons. Now, if I just put one prompt into the AI, they'll give me 100 different ideas of how a thing can be. I mean, how incredible that is. Because now I can storyboard that into my film and say, look, this is the kind of dragon I want. You know, this is what it should be doing. And now with Luma and with so many other softwares coming in, you can actually move the camera in AI. I mean, brilliant, right? So Unreal Engine, name it. I mean, I think that technology is definitely literally standing beside us and taking us ahead. And I think it's important, it's very great that all of you are so ahead of time, and I think it can be used in entertainment in countless. I'm actually in talks. I was in Cannes, and I met this guy called Alex, and he recently won the Best AI Filmmaker Award at Cannes. All right, so he's in touch with me, and we were discussing, and he is creating 360-degree AI films, where you can watch it on domes, like in Las Vegas, right? So you can just like sit there and you can watch a 360 movie, right? And he's adding VR into that, right? So basically, you can actually be in the movie while you're watching in the movie. Like, it's crazy. Right? I mean, that kind of experience to make is not possible by just us. It's you guys who are doing this, and we are just, you know, one part who are emoting and adding breath to that world. And I believe it's a handshake of both our powers, right? It's the power of the technology and the power of emotion and reality that audiences can connect to. You see, I believe that there's a thin line, and if most of the people now, or most of the kids now, are getting lost in Second Life. You know, have you heard of Second Life? Yeah, so they're getting lost in that. They're becoming mechanical. You know, and if they become robots, then robots will take over. But I'm saying that when you keep humans in the forefront, humans who they can connect, flesh and blood and mind that they can actually connect to, right? Then it's actually a blend. And I hope that that's what actually happens, and I don't lose my job. No.
Yeah. Taha, I learned, I don't remember, I think Dr. Kaushik's before one session was there. So they explained very clearly about the 3 AIs, but we are very much connected with the generative AI. Okay. So with your experiences and with what we are going through, okay, so today we don't require an actor. We can able to perform. That means I'm talking about how the adaptability will be there with the changing technologies. Okay. In the Unreal Engine, so MetaHuman has grown very strongly, okay? And there are lots of, softwares with iClone, okay? And Runaway is doing extremely good. And the Google has also, introduced View 3. So those are all amazing. How you find yourself the future of an actor in this changing technologies? The whole paradigm is going to shift.
See, I don't think you need to challenge that. I think it's about time to be smart and see how you can partner up with it. Like I said, like when you create your digital human, right? Why are they creating? Because of, if they don't take actual actors, the only reason is that it's only basically, it's all about the money, right? Why should we pay so much? Why you can just create somebody else, right? That's the basic question, right, all the time. So I think when you target that and you actually have a digital human that you can give or you can rent out on a lesser price, right? That you can shake hands with for people to keep making more projects with you. End of the day, again, like I said, people are changing. People are going to make AI films. In fact, I think about 3 weeks ago, there was a launch of an complete film that was made in AI. But how much can you actually genuinely, emotionally connect? Because end of the day, you can create films, but people are connected to humans, right? And how much ever you try and put out there, you might appreciate that person on Instagram. Like there's so many Instagram accounts right now who just have AI faces, right? Sure, great, amazing, they can be in their whatever clothes, bikinis, whatever you want, it can attract audience, which is great. But am I connected to them with my soul? Not really. I'm just connected as pastime for me. It's just like, okay, swipe, oh great, I'm liking, that's it. I believe when you are, like me and you are here today, if I was on screen and I was not here today, I don't think many people would be able to connect with me. But because I'm here today in flesh and blood, right, and they can hear me, I think that's what makes the difference. After the film is made, when I take it out and I promote my film, and they see me as a person, they shake hands with me. They don't shake hands with an AI, right? I think that's the difference. It's that personal touch, right? It's that personal feeling that they get. It's irreplaceable. It's irreplaceable.
But see, we agree. Because technology is taking very, very, fast speed. That means what you are saying is that we can able to do the films with the help of technology, with the Unreal Engine. Okay. By the way, we are the first company in the country to start the virtual production studio in Mumbai. Later, the Hyderabad and Pune studio started, okay? And I did the first web series in virtual production called Khadan, which is running on Hangama OTT platform, which was released just in the month of March, okay? Just 1.5 months before. So when we are doing films, you mean to say that human emotions are very, very important. So that means only in future, maybe after 3 years or 5 years, the actors will do only the live performance and the storytelling will be done into the completely virtually. If that is the situation, so where the actors will stand or where the filmmakers will stand?
That's what I'm saying. It's about blending it. It's not about eradicating it. When there was radio, when there was newspaper, and when radio came, newspaper didn't go out of existence, right? And when newspaper came and television came, radio didn't go out of existence, and cinema. So it's a gradual process. It always finds its audience, and I think so will real humans. It's real stories being written, real experiences being turned into scripts. Certain parts of it can be done in virtual reality, like let's say the background. Again, that was done to save costs. But in front of that virtual production, you put in the actors. Now, if you make the film again with actors of AI, which is great, you made it. But when you have to promote it, then who are people connecting to? That's what I'm saying. If people can only connect when there's an actual person, especially in this day and age, 30, 40 years down the line, I don't know. And I can't predict that far. But as of now, my understanding is that it's very important to use technology in your films to save costs, right? To add dimensions like, you know, the virtual production, which adds space. You don't need to travel to spaces. You can, you can save logistic costs. You can save background artist costs. You can save so many costs. But end of the day, I think it's a blend of that world and the real world, which is going to be the future and for the next maybe 10 years. After that, I don't know, because AI is, well, growing exponentially.
Well, I mean, I think the way the change and the entire paradigm which is shifting so fast, I don't think so that we can able to see, you know, the change for 10 to 15 years. What I can able to see is that 3 to 5 years, there is going to be a huge change incorporating AI algorithms into the storytelling business. So we have these gentlemen who are intellectuals in developing those kinds of tools. So do we have mics so that we can able to take questions from all the entrepreneurs? So till they arrange, okay.
They can take this one.
Huh? Yeah?
You can pass around.
We can take about 3 questions.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Sir has the mic.
Yes,
Go
sir,
ahead.
May I?
please.
Yes, sir.
Taha, is very, very interesting to see you in person, and congratulations whatever the amazing work you are doing. First,
Thank you.
we thought organizer INFOCOM has arranged AI version of you. You have a wonderful voice, I can say it, but this Millennium star Amitabh Bachchan and your voice are very, very similar. And second, that you are very much tech savvy and your thoughts are inspiration, particularly for the failures. So again, appreciation that people like us get motivation from you. You are young and you are motivating us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Technology, yes, going to be changed, and AI, there would be many AI version. Japan, they are having full set of movies, okay. India, we are replicating, we are doing innovation. As an actor, how you see that you have a set of technology, technocrat helping you, but you can do yourself many of the things. So, actor, director, producer, that is going to affect with AI. What is your take on that?
So my take is that as soon as, you know, when you hit a certain stage in a life as an entertainer or as an actor, we all become producers. Whether we become directors or not, I don't know. I would like to become one. But overall, I think all of us, in the long run, need to become producers, because we have so many stories as actors that we want to say, and many a times we are not able to say all of them. And I believe that as a producer, I need to understand how to basically return the money to the people who are investing in the projects. I mean, that's basic. If I need to return the money, I need to save them. How do I save the cost? And how do I save the cost? Is through the usage and through the updated technology. And that's why I think that even Yunus sir has, you know, been kind enough to welcome me here, because I was actually one whole day, and even at Cannes, there was a whole AI festival happening, and I was over there, and I didn't sit in too many seminars, but I met a lot of people worldwide who are working on AI. And of course, I understand that that is the future. That's why I believe that educating myself, even right now, I have a couple of groups on my Instagram where I have actually messaged a lot of young AI people. There's Varun, I don't know if he came here today, Varun Maya, I don't know if you guys know of him, right? But he's also created like India's first game on Indian grounds. Like he blocked out a whole city and he shot it, and he's made a game, which is incredible. I love it. I look at the game and I'm like, wow, great, right? So I'm in chats with him. I'm in chats with this guy in Kuwait. His name is Safwan, right? I'm in touch with a guy who's in UK, you know. And we have these chats where people I keep sending them things that come up on my feed. What do you think of this software? What do you think of software about doing agent work? You know, there's a software in IMDb, of course, everybody knows, but there's also a software called Spotlight. All right, and on Spotlight, instead of me hiring somebody and asking them to go through everything, which will take them days or months, the AI can do it in 2 days for me. So I can actually make a fake agent, right, sit over here and do the job for me. So why wouldn't I do that, right? But would that affect me as an actor? Yeah, it would benefit me. It's not coming in my way. In fact, instead of me spending money on something else, I can spend money on creating this one person who will forever work for me, right? And I believe it's about using technology to save money and save time. But time is money, so yeah, I can save both.
Taha, I have a gentleman, Simon. Am I right?
Yes, so.
Yes.
Yes.
Simon, I mean, I was very happy to see that he has the first University of AI in India who has migrated from America to India. And we love the way you have spoken. So we got that connection. So I think he
Hi,
has...
Simon.
Hello, hey, great to see you. I'm going to watch Taj as soon as I go home.
And here on Monday.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, watch both.
Okay, great.
I'll give you a list.
Yeah. So we're starting the first AI university in India, and I'm going to launch a school of cinematics.
Where?
It's just outside of Mumbai in a town called Karjat. And so my question is, today, what percentage of films incorporate AI, use AI, and then what do you see will eventually be the leveling point of AI in films? Is it going to be 30%, 90%? You know, so what's percentage of films currently use AI, and then you know, once the industry develops, what do you think that's eventually going to settle at?
To be honest, I won't be able to tell you the percentage of films because I don't watch all the films. But I can tell you the films that I have watched. Like, let's say, for example, there's many companies I met very recently at Waves, Dubflix, and one or two other ones, which basically convert your lips into different languages. You've seen that? So if I say it in English right now, you're recording me, and you can change my lip movements, and you can make me speak in Spanish. You can make me speak in Telugu, or you can make me speak in whatever language, right? And that basically then, once there are many companies, then because of competition, the prices go down. And then when I already have relationships with one of them, that actually is already happening. There's a film called Kesari, Kesari 2, which released about a month ago, I guess, a month and a half ago. And in that, there were a few British actors who spoke English, but then they converted it into Hindi. And it looked like they were speaking Hindi. Like there was no drop in quality or voice texture or the look. So I think it's already existing. Now you can't really generalize as films as all films are one film because there's so many different genres. You know, if you go into horror, if you go into fantastical horror, then sure you can use a lot more AI, right? So the percentage increases. But if you're going to do a very realistic film, then well, AI kind of goes down in that. You know, so it really depends on what kind of film you're making, and then I think that AI can be used more when it's mythological, when it's historical, when it's grand, when you're making different worlds. You know, that's when AI and its graphics and its, you know, it can really come in handy. But yes, the growth is just going up. It's just you're going to keep using more and more AI.
Taha, I would like to just add a few more points on this. Okay, Simon. AI is still into the entertainment industry, okay, still it is in a nascent stage. The kind of, tools what we have practiced, from concept to script, script to screenplay, screenplay to execution, okay. So we have reached in a fantastic way till to the, primary structure. So AI tools, I can say that today it is not completely used as in a complete filmmaking. One of the finest AI tool is the Runway. Runway has conducted many short films in the world, across the globe, even in India. I was also jury for that thing. But those are all short films. What happens is that in the AI, if you want to creatively do it by yourself, yes, you can do it. There is no head and tail that it is there. But once there is a script and to adaptability of that script with that screenplay, okay, it is little challenging. Okay, the entire the data science is not providing that algorithm support to make that particular body language and angles and every movements. Okay, so what happens is that in the storytelling business, it is not only the character and the characterization, it is the location, and on the location, so you have the day and the night and the interior and the exterior. You need to have that consistency into that scene. So then the scene is completed. Okay. So in the AI business, what we are doing, or what the whole world today it is doing, is the entire pre-visualization of the previs of the entire story. Okay. Then they shoot it with virtual productions or with the real locations or with the complete CGI. But maybe tomorrow, okay, it all depends of all these gentlemen who come up with that extensive, strong storytelling of particular characters. See, there are primary characters, secondary characters, and the tertiary characters. You need to have the consistency of the lighting and the characters and everything. Still, that AI is not so intelligent, okay? So I can say that in our generative entertainment industry, it is not only just artificial intelligence, it is an accumulated intelligence of the data in the entire pool, in the mud of the pool which it extracts. Okay. So I think the accuracy and precision is slowly going week by week, month by month. So that is why everybody is coming up with a tool development to get that accuracy and precision.
Thank you. So I believe we are out of time for taking any more questions. Can we take
Kaushik.
one? Yes, yes, one. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure and privilege to meet you and hear you speak. I have a non-AI question just to round off the evening. More human-centric. You come across as very humble, and I'm sure you are. The way you have spoken about things and how you have come so far. I wish you a very great, successful future as well. And in that future, I'm sure when you go to heights, which is much more than where you are today, what is your template to stay humble? And the reason I'm asking for this forum is for every leader, it's imperative to maintain humility at every point of time, every point of success. So I'm sure you're on that trajectory. So maybe you can share your template plan. You don't have a plan B, so I'm sure we would be happy to hear a plan A.
You know, when I was started off acting, and this was 2011, there was when I was shooting this film, my film Love Ka the End was my first film, and I spoke to one of my ADs, the assistant directors over there, and I asked her, and I had to learn to drive a manual car, and because I was from Dubai, I never knew how to drive a manual car, and she's like, will you be able to do this? I'm like, ma'am, give me a plane, I'll learn how to do it, you know, I can do anything. She thought that was ego. She thought that was like, she complained about me, and they're like, you said that you can drive a plane also? I said, no, I said, I'm willing to learn. But they took it in a very different way. And I'm like, okay, maybe, so I thought I was wrong. So then she's like, they told me that you need to be humble. I said, Arey, bhai, maine kya kar diya? theek hai? So then I literally went on Google and I typed how to be humble. And I printed out that paper. I still have it somewhere. It's in one of my files. And it really didn't say anything. I'm like, I'm doing this stuff. Like, I'm not like trying to do it. It's just naturally there. And I think that, so I don't really have a template. So to be honest, that's what I'm saying. I think it's when you don't look at yourself higher than other people. I think that's it. It's humility. I think when you look at, I look at everybody here or even outside, and I see potential. I don't see like I'm higher than you. It's a change of mindset, right? And I believe that if I'm going around thinking that, you know, oh, I'm Hiramandi star, you know, great, you know, maybe to boost your ego, but then so what? You know, in Cannes, when I was there, I was walking around, there's no other actor. There's no other actor. I was there for 10 days. There's no other actor who's going out, who's meeting people, who's giving out their cards, right? My team is sitting over here, right? These guys are hustlers. These guys hustle like mad. This guy over here, sitting down here, Aditya, right? He's crazy. This guy's crazy, right? Like he would go out and he would meet like 50, 60 people a day, 70 people a day. You know, he would get their numbers, which is great. People come up to me. I had a guy, Sagar, he lives in Denmark, but he comes to me with me in Cannes. People are talking so highly about them to me. They're like, bro, I wish I had guys like these, you know, who go out and like are at it, you know. And I believe that the hustle, when you get down and get dirty, you know, it keeps you humble. And I believe that when I wake up every morning and I go and whether I like it, whether I don't like it, like today morning I went for my gymnastics class, all right? I'm flipping around, 3 hours I worked out, and I don't miss my workout any day of the week for years, right? And I believe when you go down and you go through that discomfort, right? I don't have to. I can say that, jab film milegi to main kar lunga. I can do that. It's easy, but that's easy. You got to put yourself to discomfort. You got to put yourself through pain, right? Not because I'm sadistic, I'm crazy. No, I think that when you put yourself through pain, that's the moment you grow. That's the moment you really call out within yourself that person to never give up, you know, and that keeps you humble. So I think that keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir, please.
First of all, thank you so much, you know, for coming in a very short notice. Thank you, INFOCOM, and thank you very much for such a lovely audience, you know, patiently watching us. I think on behalf of the industry, one thing which I have come across, which I wanted to put in front of them, okay, as in a software developers, okay. With the AI, it is like in a hallucination of, you know, generating whatever comes to the mind, from a small boy till to the 80 years old man or a woman, okay. So that means there is so much of content which is already going into the entire pool of mud, okay. So one of the things which I found is that what will be the security system for this to safeguard our IP? Maybe that idea might be very, you know, small for that guy, but it might be very big for us as in a big storytellers in the country, okay. So I think I'm just putting across to you, what will be that security system, okay. So where we can safeguard our thought process so that we can able to have that, maybe the characters, maybe the script, or maybe whatever it is. Okay, this is just a request to all the software community. Okay, then help us, you know, to overcome with this solution. So thank you so much, and Taha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, and I must say that we did save the best for the last. So thank you so very much, Taha. It has been an absolute pleasure to have you here join us at this conference. And thank you, Mr. Yunus, for joining us and leading that conversation. With that, can we have a huge round of applause for them, please? And I'd now like to invite Mr. Shubhamay Chakraborty, CTO at ABP Private Limited, to join us and felicitate Taha and Mr. Yunus with a memento, a token of appreciation. Thank you. Yes, we'd love to get her clicked together. Thank you, Taha, and thank you, Mr. Yunus. Once again, a huge round of applause for them. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, as we wrap up our second edition of INFOCOM Mumbai 2025, I must say it has been an absolute pleasure to have you all here join us at this very segment. Thank you one more time for joining us here. Please till then join us outside for cocktails and dinners, and please take those conversations ahead. We eagerly anticipate our next gathering and the continued journey of shared commitment ahead. Thank you so much. This is Priya Shramankar signing off from today. Thank you.
Sallu. Sallu.